Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October 2020 reading. This is mid-month and it's going to roughly go from the 15th through the 31st, perhaps into November for a week or two, but definitely throughout the season of Samhain. This is a very magical month and I'm super excited for it. I'm happy to be back. I did take a short hiatus because I moved and it was a sort of a big move. But I finally have some free time and I'm happy to be able to do it on my favorite month of the year. We have some amazing energies going on. We've already had one full moon and now we're going to culminate at the end of the month with a full hunter moon in Taurus on October 31st, which falls on a Saturday this year, which is really cool. So if you can't get out and about and enjoy the Halloween season, then I hope that you're able on that day to do some magic making of your own at home. I've got several decks out today that are all kind of geared towards the holiday season. Some of my more witchy decks or darker decks as well. I'm going to start right now with Stacey DeMarco's Halloween Oracle to kind of get the overall theme of what might be happening for you in these next few weeks. And we've got Black Cat, Fortune Meets Opportunity. Well, it's a confirmation for sure, Aquarius, that you guys need to definitely make use of all of the energies that are flying around this month. The fact that the veil is thinnest between the worlds during the month of October and November. This is also a Mercury retrograde, which is going to last until November 3rd, which is the period of rethinking, reassessing, reflecting, going back and reassessing sort of everything that's been going on. It's not a good time to start anything new, especially in regard to signing contracts or buying anything that's involved in technology. Like, you don't want to buy computer equipment, television sets, things like that. You want to wait till Mercury retrograde is over because it's kind of known for malfunctions when it comes to technology and gadgets. Doesn't mean that you can't start thinking about planning a new idea or sitting down and creating something. The impetus of the idea can happen during Mercury retrograde because it's all about going back and reviewing where you've come before. And typically autumn is the season for that anyway. We're heading into the winter months. It's been a tough 2020 for everyone around the world. It's been a strange year. And I think a lot of people are ready to hunker down and cozy up for the holiday and just kind of wish 2020 away, unfortunately. But I always try to look at the other side of the coin, the bright side. And I do think that 2020 had a lot of gifts as well as a lot of challenges. So this is one of my all-time favorite decks. It is the True Black Tarot. Arthur Wang is the artist, and I just think it's one of the classiest, most elegant decks I've ever had, and I really cherish it. And I don't really pull it out much. I kind of keep it for my personal use, but I want to take one card from this for you and see what message comes out. I kind of call this my soul deck. It really speaks to me, so it's a good way to kind of solidify the beginning of our reading. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords. So some decisive action perhaps coming upon you in the next few days or weeks. Want to get a little bit more information about that, of course. We're going to see who this person is or if this person is your energy. We're going to move now to the Trick or Treat Tarot. This is an indie deck by Duck Soup Productions. It's a seasonal deck. And we're going to ask that guidance tell us what Aquarius is up to got Strength. We've got, I believe that's the Two of Wands in reverse. And we've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay. Well, it's interesting because as I've been doing the readings this month, it seems like a lot of people are healing, or in a state of healing, or coming from a place of healing from either a disappointment, a loss, or a heartbreak, you know, a love relationship. Well, you're starting off with Strength, and based on what I'm seeing so far, it looks like you made some very decisive decision. Perhaps you broke up with somebody, or you made the decision to move on from a situation. I want to keep going and clarify with each deck, but I definitely can tell that when these two cards here are in reverse, you know, there was some sort of expectation that was dashed for you. You were disappointed by somebody. But you've already kind of turned the tide on it. You're not stuck in that, you know, place of complete defeat from betrayal. But you are definitely massively disappointed because this person kind of brought in kind of a fiery, fresh energy of potential for you. And you were really looking forward to what was going to play out with them, but it was very short-lived. I have the feeling that this romance was a fling, or if it's a career thing, it was definitely short-lived. Let's get a little bit more involved here in aspect and see what the story is behind this. Aquarius, October 2020. Aquarius. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords in reverse, and the Five of Swords in reverse. I actually do think this is a love reading, or involves a love affair of some sort. Knight of Pentacles, I think, is the third party that came in to this situation and interfered in some way and put sort of a wrench in the whole thing. Kind of stopped it in its tracks. I'm going to go now to the Halloween Tarot. See if I can get some advice from Spirit on this. Got the Nine of Ghosts in reverse. Ace of Ghosts, Eight of Bats. What can you tell Aquarius about how to move forward from this situation, Spirit? What is the advice? Well, Aquarius, you know, the message that I'm getting pretty loud and clear throughout this whole thing, no matter what deck I've been drawing from, is that you're at a pretty good place personally. Emotionally, you're very balanced. You know, you're disappointed. I'm getting a lot of disappointment, but I'm not getting that you're, you know, pulling the sheets up over your head in bed every day and in a major depression or a funk. you know, it's kind of like you were sort of excited about, you know, this person. Turned out they may have had a boyfriend or a husband or a wife, and you were like, oh, okay. And you extricated yourself from the situation pretty quickly. But, you know, you're open to any kind of new energy that comes in. I think you're really in a good place. Like, you're looking for a relationship. You're looking for somebody. You don't want to be caught up anymore in any kind of feelings of restriction about love. And you definitely want to go your own way. You want to stand out from the crowd. You know, you don't want to you know, feel any kind of bitterness that everybody else feels about love, and get protective about yourself. And I also think that you're highly intuitive right now. And this High Priestess card coming in definitely supports the Black Cat card of Fortune Meets Opportunity. It's a fortuitous time for you in which serendipitous events might happen. So I think personally, you're emotionally and mentally poised to be in a perfect position to notice those opportunities and to take advantage of them. You're in a really high life cycle right now. And then you've got the Three of Pumpkins, which is telling me that, you know, a collaboration is right around the corner. Some other creative endeavor, or perhaps a lot of social activities in which you probably will meet someone else fairly quickly, right on the heels of this recent disappointment. So I think it's going to be overall a really fun time for you, Aquarius. I don't think you're going to really want to get too deep into yourself, or analyzing anything, or overthinking anything. And so, unlike some of the other signs that I've read for this month, the advice that I'm going to give to you is really kind of the exact opposite of everyone else. Yes, use the energies of this powerful Samhain time for your advantage. But for you, the best way to utilize it is to get out there and socialize, to have fun, to be light and lighthearted. I don't think any kind of, you know, deep protection spells, or you know, I don't think that your reflection and reassessment during this Mercury retrograde needs to get too intense, because I think you're in a really good place. And I mean, and that kind of really set the tone for me when I saw the King of Swords pop up, and I definitely got a message that that was your energy. It wasn't an outside influence. So, you know, the King of Swords in upright is in a very strong, it's a very strong card, and it's a strong energy. So I think you guys are sitting pretty right now. I really do. We'll just play with one more deck here, and then we'll do one more oracle. But this is the Crooked Way Gothic Tarot, and it's another Duck Soup card, or I'm sorry, Duck Soup production. Duck Soup has a bunch of different cards, and this one is kind of super kitschy, and I edged it myself in like this blood maroon color. But you can choose the backs of the cards. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. Any more advice for Aquarius? Four of Sticks. Yeah, you know what? I don't even need to go any further, because you guys, it's very clear that this is a time for you to celebrate and have fun, just to relax and be lighthearted. You've got the Four of Sticks here, which is typically the Four of Rods in the traditional tarot. And, you know, that is a card of celebration, sometimes the card of like a building a home or a family or marriage. I don't think that you have a marriage in your near future, but I definitely think that, you know, it's time for you to let your hair down a little bit, Aquarius. Maybe you've been cooped up too long because of this pandemic, and you're starting to get restless. Now, don't put yourself in any kind of danger, nor anyone else, of course, but yeah, it's the time to have some fun. You deserve it. Okay, and we're going to take one more card, we're going to work with the Magical Herb Oracle, which is a new deck for me. So I might read from the book on this one, but let's see what the culmination of the reading is for you. Freedom, mugwort. Well, I mean, this, again, is just another confirmation that it's time for you to just sow some oats, Aquarius. Have fun, play the field, enjoy. I can read from the book, but I pretty much know what it's trying to say. But I really think that that's what this whole season, Samhain season, is about for you, is just to enjoy yourself and kind of go through with the flow and be worry-free. Step back and observe, because you're being given the opportunity to find pathways to the freedom you desire. Meditation, divination, and visionary practices will help you find and explore major themes right now. You're being reminded to take heed of an intuitive experience or message you may have either ignored or not really understood. Now, today is the time to trust what you feel inside, what you know to be your personal truth, and take the road to freedom that it'll offer you. Remember, what is right for others will not necessarily be right for you. Listen to your own heart. One of my favorite cards in the Halloween tarot, which you got, where is it? Seven of Imps, you know. I mean, that exemplifies going your own way, not following the crowd. You see that little guy there who's dressed like an imp, but is not really an imp. He's an imposter imp. It's like he's kind of expressing himself. He's separate from the crowd. I don't know. I love the interpretation of it in this card. But yes, that is what the message is for you. It's to just be you and have fun. And what better message is that? Well, have a great October, Samhain season, Halloween, whatever you choose to celebrate, Aquarius, and I'll see you in the next video.